Yay.
Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Emma.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a deep breath, a couple deep breaths, just to land in space.
Hmm.
Hmm. So, hello, everyone. I'm really excited to do this because ever since I met Charlotte, I loved you. And then I loved hearing all of your knowledge and what you are bringing to the earth at this time and helping people awaken to their full potential through Kundalini and astrology and embodiment practices and Tantra and all of the things that you do. And I just love your medicine. And yeah, I wanna help share it with the world. And we may be doing something in the future together, planting some seeds.
Yes. Mm.
So, yeah, I would love to start out with you introducing yourself and who you are and um yeah, just give us a little bit of you.
Thank you. Thank you for that nice introduction. Um, yeah, so my name is Charlotte, and I'm really passionate about astrology and more specifically about how to actually take this information from your personal astrology, which is, in other words, your natal chart, and use it to like step into the full potential of your life. And I've in that journey I've discovered that there are specific tools and practices and magic tricks that one can use to help really step into that full potential and into your what we call the archetypal expression, which is like the part of you that is here to serve something, to do something that's not just about you, that has a bigger, more like visionary purpose. So yeah, that's who I am. I mean, yeah, I'm a human, right? But that's what I'm up to. And um yeah, that does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I want to say that I'll take a risk and speak for both of us, but I feel that we're both super passionate of creating a new culture, like a new
Mm,
earth. Like we see that the way modern society is built is just really limiting humans from being like their full express, like creative, embodied, like out of the box selves. And I feel that we're both so passionate about just like liberating humanity and just like letting
mm.
people just be free and
Yes.
like do like what they're really meant to do and not what society and like all of these like programs that we've been like told and like ingrained in our being, like um yeah, like we're about really like blasting that open and really like tapping into the infinite potentials of what it really means to be a human and like be like our own unique self. And
Mm,
yeah, I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, me too. Yes, I spirit fingers to that. I
Yes.
completely agree. I feel we both are completely aligned with that. And um yeah, it's so great to be in this space with you and to explore this yeah, like how do we do it? How do we live this way? Like what do we need to move forward in this way? And and to your point, it's like the conditioning that we've grown in and that we've been um it's like I like to say the conditioning that we grew up in has been so strong. Like no matter where you come from, like the role of a child is to like adopt the beliefs of the parents in order for protection and for safety, and adopt the beliefs of the school, of the teacher, of the news in order to fit in. Like that's the evolutionary stage that we have to go through. And in this type of astrology we do I practice and that I teach is called evolutionary astrology, and it's all about how do we help people move from that state into the independence, and then further from that is interdependence. And so it's a lot. There's, I mean, you know, the first 18 years of our lives are in this consensus orientation, this codependent and um conditioned state of being. So there's a lot that has to be unlearned to, because of how intense and how deeply ingrained some of these things are. And what I love about astrology is that it is the science of natural law. It's the science of the natural way for you to be expressing in this world. And so that's why I'm so excited about this tool, is because it's like a secret magic key that can give you really clear direction and understanding of like, okay, this is my natural way of being in the world. And sometimes for people it's so foreign because they have no there was no space for them to even explore that. And yeah, it's exciting to me, like our friendship, because we both are so here to like completely go fuck the consensus, fuck the conditioning, to like completely break out of it, to really find what is my real natural way of being. Um, so yeah,
Yes.
here we are.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're so much more magical than we have been led to believe.
Mm,
And yeah, I just, astrology is such a beautiful way, like avenue to just dive into our superpowers and our unique magic.
mm,
And I've loved it for a while, but to really hear it from you, and particularly like evolutionary astrology with what you do, is like something lands in me even more deeply than ever before. And so I'm
mm.
super passionate about it, and I want to spread it to the world.
Ooh.
And so yeah, I want to hear more about this course that you're offering.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'd love to share about it. Um, so the course that I created is a 12-week initiatory process into your own self-mastery. Like the word mastery, I want to be careful with, because that like in some way when I hear that word, I think, okay, so that means that you're at the end of something. But this is like to be in the continual state of choosing to become a master of your own being, and from this space of constantly choosing the evolutionary path of becoming who you are, so much potential is awakened. So, or is accessible from that space. So the course is basically a way for you to completely understand your astrology, your natal chart. You were born The moment you were born, somebody took a screenshot of the sky. The sun was in this sign, the moon was in this sign, your Jupiter was in this sign. And this is like this piece of gold, literally. It's a blueprint of you. And it gives keys into where you came from, where you're going, and what sort of like ways that you could grow into your destiny, your purpose, the reason that you came here. And so this course is to help you get really clear on why you came here. And so we will go through each planet. First of all, you're going to get a really in-depth understanding of all of the 12 archetypes. I call them archetypes. There are also, people call them the zodiac signs, Aries, Taurus, all the way through Pisces. So you'll get really in-depth teaching on what these archetypes are. And then we'll go really in depth each week on through the planets. So you'll then understand, okay, I know what the energy of the sun is about, and I also know the archetype of Pisces. So now I can put that together and I can create an my own like understanding of who I am. Because really like I don't know more than you know, right? I have tools, but you know you better than me. So I can give you the information and the general archetypes, and then you're going to be able to really put it together and say, "Oh, this is why I'm here." Um, Oftentimes people tell me after a reading that it's like it wasn't so much I never told them what their purpose is. It's like the experience allowed them to feel and get a really clear download of like, "Oh, this is it. I know. Oh, that I you're like affirming something that I already really deeply knew inside of myself." So, that's kind of the essence of the course. And on top of that, not only will you get the information about the sun and all the archetypes and the houses, like you're going to get all of the foundations that you need to understand astrology. And specifically, the focus for this course is you. Because once you understand you, then you can help other people. And so this is kind of like the level 1 course that I'm offering, and then I want to offer a level 2, which is like, okay, how can you coach people with this information? So like this is a gift that you can give to yourself that you will then eventually be able to take and also give to other people if that's part of your path and that's something that you're excited about. Um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. Um, I want to say one more thing about the course, and it's called Ground Your Cosmos, Live Your Purpose. And Ground Your Cosmos, I'm calling it that because it's really important that you know how to use your energy. You know how to like channel it properly. And so I have some amazing Kundalini practices, amazing embodiment practices, amazing witchy tantric practices, and other embodiment tools for you to actually create the energy that you need inside of your being to like fully come into the expression of the archetype. And that's the really juicy part. And so the live calls are the time where we come together and get to actually like create the experience for ourselves. And each week is very unique to the next week. It's not all Kundalini yoga, it's not all tantra. It's like with each planet there comes a totally different practice or a way of doing things that I'm going to offer. And like for example, Mercury is the planet of communication. It's also like where and how you get downloads. And so we're going to do a whole class around communication, like how to be a good communicator, how to be a good listener, how to hold space for people. Like these are things that are really important, right? And then also knowing your specific flavor of it. If you're a Mercury in Pisces, you're someone that receives a lot of information through downloads. So it's like, then we're also going to talk about how each archetype is best going to express their Mercury energy. So if you know that you're a Mercury in Pisces and you're someone that receives downloads as like a way of getting information, you need to be meditating. You need to be taking time for yourself. You need to be alone in nature. This is like really key. So there are certain things like that that you're going to learn. And then there's also going to be practices that go alongside. Like also there's a really great Kriya for opening up your arc line to be able to receive the information. So I'm going to teach you that. And so yeah, it's going to be like a full spectrum course. Um and it's to me it's like it's everything and it's also just the beginning.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
so exciting.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's all
Yeah.
women too, so we're just gonna be like really, you know, I want to say it like we are in the Aquarian age. Competition is over. Like we're in we're in the winning happening reality now. And we're here to all support each other and uplift each other and give each other ideas and promote each other's events and like yeah, like we are sisters. We are a sisterhood. So this is also like a really powerful sisterhood community. And so it's if you're also if you're looking for more community and sisterhood healing and connection, this is also a space for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get everything in this.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I'm happy you're excited. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
like sweating talking about it. I get so excited.
Yeah. So it sounds like each week is a really like deep dive into a specific archetype, a specific like avenue of like aspect of your being, and like receiving information on like what it means for you and how to like take action and embody it in your life. And then also like, and then it sounds like at the end, like each person is going to be able to walk away with like really like anchoring it into their being, like their self and their knowledge, and then be able to share this wisdom and help other people do the same.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And it take what I learned about astrology is, I mean, I've been studying it since for almost 10 years. No, 10 years, like to be exact, because I remember the day that I discovered it. Like it was my birthday. I was 18, da da da. It's like when I really was like, "Oh my God." And it takes a lot of repetition and a lot of like going over again to remember these things. And so if we spend a whole week just talking about your sun sign, you're really going to remember your sun sign and the aspects to it and and the elements that are connected to it, you're going to remember if you spend a whole week on it. So that's it's really like an anchoring process of this information. Like people, like I give them readings and then 2 days later they're like, "Wait, I forget, where's my Mars and where's my Neptune?" And like it just goes in and out because a 1 hour session is not enough.
Mhm.
So yes, it's very anchoring, and it's so empowering because if you know your chart and you can understand also transit chart, I mean, if you can understand how the transits are affecting your chart, you're like really tuning into something super celestial, and like you're co-creating with the cosmos. Like you can really be a magician of your life. And yeah, it's
Mm.
pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question, but before I go to that question, I want to just say, like, for me at least, like any opportunity there is to get to know myself more in a deeper way, like I am so here for it. And I really feel that that's like the greatest, and I wrote about this the other day, like it's really the greatest gift that you can give to the world, getting to know and like fully like seeing yourself, because when you know yourself and you see yourself and you feel at home in your being, then you see you in everyone, and
Mm.
you,
Mm.
yeah,
Yes.
and you just, there's just like you can walk through life with so much more peace and trust and acceptance, and then really get to know like what, yeah, your desires, like what do I really want to create in this world, and really like take advantage of being a human in this human experience. Like if we're going to be here on this planet, like might as well go like all in and like live it up.
Fuck yeah.
And like to really live it up, I feel, is like really getting to know like who I am, like fully, because then I can just like be free and like create the relationships that I want and the experiences that I want. I really get to create my own reality when I know me. So this sounds like such a beautiful opportunity to know yourself, um in such a beautiful way.
Yes, thank you for that reflection
Yeah.
and for that summary. That really hit the nail on the head for sure. And I love what you said about how when you really understand yourself and come to like fully accept and like understand these parts of yourself, you can have more compassion and empathy for other people. And like seeing other parts of yourself in other people. But if you don't even know that you had this part into yourself, it's so easy to project onto someone else that, oh, they have a problem and they're doing this thing wrong.
And then become
But
a
when you
victim.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and we'll talk about that too, because in all of the archetypes there is like a lot of there are a lot of there's a lot of information in the archetypes that we already know, but then to have like a context for how to actually connect to it in any moment of like, oh, I'm right now I'm right now expressing the low manifestation frequency of my Piscean sun energy. And you can, with that awareness, you can then stop yourself, right? And you can say, okay, I want to choose a different road. And you know what the high frequency is, and you can make that shift. um so these archetypes are like, it's like having a tool belt, and you tune into them as you're moving through your life and choose the path that you want. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
having another thing is like having the energy and the capacity to actually make that choice is a whole is another is the second level of this course,
Hmm.
because that is really where it's at. Like, to be able to actually have the capacity to hold space for somebody, or to be a good listener, or to remain like the witness to a situation and not react on something, is a very, very powerful thing. Is a very powerful skill in these times. And I really am going to teach you how to do that. And I'm not to say that I have figured that out completely, but I have found tools that are really helpful for this type of growth and self-development and evolution. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yay.
Mm.
So yeah, I had a question, and then I want to just tune in on our timing.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I wanted to ask, like, you said something that really stuck out to me, that I would love, like, the world to hear, like, how, like you said, like, become a magician of your life. Like, how have you become a magician of your life?
Yes, thank you. So when I think of magician, I think of somebody who goes to the edge and then jumps. Um, a magician is kind of the same archetype to me as a shaman or a sorceress, and this is somebody who sees um something that they're not sure if it's going to work or not, but the only way to find out is to go, is to like take the step. And so for me, I really feel this is like a big part of my archetype as an Aries, which is somebody who's initiatory, courageous, goes first, takes leaps. And because I'm willing to put myself in uncomfortable situations and go to places that I'm totally afraid to go to, and to go anyways, and to take that step, that is when something else happens for me, and I'm now living in a state of complete unknown. And from this not knowing, there's like, I can actually see clearly what is available to me,
Mhm.
because I don't think I know everything. The moment that you think that I think I know everything, I know nothing. So being a magician is somebody who's just choosing to live in the unknown. And from that space, there's this, I'm curious. I have this like curiosity caught me, and I'm just constantly like, wow, I want to open myself up to this. I want to open myself up to this. I want to try this and explore this. And from that state, I'm like creating my life that in a way that is like that is like beyond the ordinary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to add, like, it sounds to me that, like, it's like alchemy. Like, you're an alchemist. Like, you take fear and you take the unknown, and you, like, let it like change you and expand you, and really like be open to the infinite possibilities of life. And and then you open up to all of these like amazing potentials of like really deep beautiful relationships that like blast you off, and like really amazing experiences. And I know from knowing you personally that you've experienced so much in your life, like so much beauty and magic. um and yeah, maybe um like I would love for you to mention like some things that like have come into your life, or like things that you experience from allowing yourself to be that sorceress, that magician, like to be so in the unknown, like what has like actually happened and like
Mm,
surprised you, or
yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm basically because I've first of all, like, kind of tying this back to the astrology is like I really got I started to really learn my astrology, and I started to see all of my potential, and I was like, "Oh my God, I am not living that all." Like there's a there's like a big destiny for me. Not to say like big as in like I'm gonna be famous big, but just like there's a opportunity for me to really step fully into myself. And I was seeing, and by learning that, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, okay, the universe has my back. Like I came here for a reason. I am totally supported. I have to just go. Like I have to keep jumping cliffs because there's something like really there's something for me here for me in this life. And so it kind of, me really stepping into that archetype came in around then. And I I just it's like I just started taking steps, and then I would get there, and then something would help me to get to the next step. And then I get there and I go, and then I jump the cliff, and there was always a net, not like not even a springboard that would just take me to the next thing. So it's basically I've created a life, my life the way that I want to experience it. Like I have a North Node in Sagittarius in the ninth house, which is like somebody who's a seeker who needs to go out into the world and needs to put my feet in different lands to receive information, to learn something about myself, to reconnect to a past life. Like I don't even know sometimes why I have to go to a place. Like for example, I went to India and I activated a line, like a Jupiter line that went through India. And when you activate a line, you go to a place where the line is, it gives you like a new energetic blueprint to then go forward in your life and then call something bigger into yourself. And so I didn't even know I was doing this when I was doing it. But like, I lived in Madagascar, I lived in Tanzania, I lived in South Africa, I lived in Namibia, I lived in India, like now I'm living in Portugal, Costa Rica. It's like I'm getting all of these downloads to go to these places to receive information. And so the magician is like basically because I see something that is like that scary, and I see that as an opportunity for my evolution, and so I do it. And time again, it's like the universe is like, yes, go, because whatever you're doing and whatever information you're getting is in service to something bigger than yourself, so you have to go. um yeah, so I'm basically I've manifested like a really beautiful relationship and community living, and I'm really aligned like with my purpose. I really feel like what I'm doing and what I'm offering is like completely what I should be doing. Like at the end of the course, I'm going to show everyone my chart, and once they understand it and explain it, like, "Oh my God, you are really living it." Like you can see it in the chart. When someone's really living it and you pull up their chart, you can see it really quickly. Or I can see it.
yeah.
And
Wow,
everyone has the ability to also do that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that question. It's like leaving me a little bit like there's something more for me to explain, but it's hard for me to put into words. My Mercury is in Pisces, which is, you know, I'm not the most linear communicator.
Mm.
Um, so
Yeah. I felt you.
cool. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Mm,
Yay.
yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to share? I feel that we've covered a lot of like what is this course? Who is this
Yeah.
really for?
Yeah.
Um um yeah, did you want to go more into any specifics?
Um, yeah. I don't think so. I feel like if you've watched this and you're like, fuck yeah, I want to learn this, that you don't need any more information. And if you do need more information, please email or message me. And I can go into it more. I mean, a little quick, there are payment plans available. You'll have access to recorded content, like lifetime, you can watch it forever. And at the end, there'll be some kind of like certificate, like acknowledging that you really like committed to yourself and that you have this knowledge now. So I think those are some logistical things. Um, yeah, I really hope to share this with you, and I hope that it like lights you up and gives you this like trust in the universe that it gave me, and this like view, it gave me this view of myself of like, oh my God, like I came here for a reason. Like I am not just, there wasn't an accident. Like I came here for a reason, and like my life matters, and that and I have so much potential. And before that, like I knew, but I don't know, I didn't believe it. And then I started to see it and I started to believe it. And then by believing it and seeing it and knowing it, it came true. Like it's here, it's now, I'm living it. I really feel like I'm living it. And sometimes it's scary to even claim that I'm living it. Like I'm living this like full potential of myself. Um, because of the conditioning that we were told to like stay small and don't be so big and like don't be cocky or like too confident. And I feel like in this life I came here to figure out how to really claim myself and my purpose and my power. And I want to be someone that brings people along on that journey. So this is really the essence of the course. And yeah, so
Mhm.
thank you for
Yeah.
watching this, and thank you, Emma, for calling this forth and asking such beautiful questions and being such an amazing sister and co-creator and visionary.
Mm, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited for everyone who joins your course. Like really, like you have helped me personally so much, like by holding up such a like beautiful, strong mirror
Mm,
to that has really been a catalyst and for so much in my life, and I'm so grateful for that. And like your ability to see and ask questions and like just the wisdom from astrology and also just like your feminine wisdom that lives in you
mm,
intrinsically is just beautiful, and I'm excited for more and more people to receive your medicine.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we feel complete?
Yeah, I feel complete.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Yes. You're so welcome. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.